everyone, I'm Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to use the stamp set that is called Lift Me Up along with the coordinating framelits that match it. And so I'll show you the framelits. I actually have them on a magnet card from Stampin Storage. There's not many here because most of them are already on my magnetic platform from Stampin' Up so that I can have it all cut out and ready for you to go onto the card. And then this is the stamp set that coordinates with it. For the inside sentiment, we are using Sweet Sentiments. Now, both of these items and of course the Thinlits can be found in our Occasions 2017 Stampin' Up catalog. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me just show you the card one more time. This is what it looks like. We're going to be cutting out a lot of different die cut pieces, but you can do it all with one swipe on your Big Shot machine. And then this is the inside, and of course this uses the sentiment from Sweet Sentiments that is also one of our sentiment sets in our Occasions catalog. The first thing that we're going to start with is a piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock. This is 5.5 by 8.5 and I've scored it at 4 1/4. And I do have this kind of folded already. I am going to take my bone folder though and just give this another pass. And the inside panel is a piece of Whisper White. The Whisper White panel is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to go ahead and do our stamping on here right away. So to stamp, I'm going to bring in my ink pad, which is Bermuda Bay. I've got a couple of the clouds from the Lift Me Up bundle, and I've just put them on a block C. I'm going to ink those up with Bermuda Bay, and we're just going to stamp here in the upper right hand corner. Then we're going to take our inside sentiment from Sweet Sentiments, and we are going to go ahead and stamp that right here. Enjoy life and have fun. I think that's a good thing to do all the days of the year, not just on your birthday, but it's a kind of good reminder on your birthday. The next panel is a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of Soft Sky. So we're going to move the card base out of the way for a minute because we're going to be working with this for the next little while. And I'm going to go ahead and start by showing you, well actually what we're going to go ahead and start by stamping. And so I'm going to ink up the sentiment, hope your day is on cloud 9, happy birthday. We're just going to stamp this here at the bottom. And then we have all of our stamping completely done for this card. So now it's just a matter of putting on our die cuts. So let me show you the die cuts here already cut. What I did is I just took little scraps of paper. Here is Whisper White, and I put all 4 clouds onto this piece of Whisper White. Then we have Tangerine Tango, and we have our Hot Air Balloon, which is on Bermuda Bay. And then we have a couple of scraps filling in some of the rest of the pieces we need to put our balloon together. And this is Crushed Curry and Cucumber Crush. Now Cucumber Crush is a retiring in color, but there's, you could use any array of colors that you want to create this hot air balloon. So it's really not so important which colors I've used, but whichever ones you want to pull out of your scrap drawer. So the first thing I want to do is use a die brush to get all of the little pieces out of this balloon. I store my Stampin' Up! Big Shot die brush in an inside-out paper pumpkin box, and I'm just going to go ahead and we'll take this balloon panel here, and what I found the best way to do is rather than roll this die brush across the top where you risk getting your bristles caught into these little die pieces, is I just really like to press straight down, and then that helps release all of those pieces. And so I can pull it away, push straight down, and we're getting almost all of those little pieces out. So then we can pull it away from the Thinlet, and as you can see, all of the pieces are out just like that. There's a couple of little ones here in the basket, but everything else is pretty clear. If you have a piece that's being a little bit stubborn, like this piece right here, you can just take a paper piercing tool and just finish getting any little pieces that might be stuck. And so now we can set this aside because we're done with that already. And the other pieces we will not need a die brush for. And so we are going to go ahead and attach all of those backings to this balloon. And so let's go ahead and pick up all of these different backing pieces. And so what we want to do next is attach these pieces to the balloon. So let's start by taking multi-purpose liquid glue, and we're just going to put that in a glob up here in the corner of our silicone mat. Then what I use is a little wedge of our Stampin' sponge attached with a binder clip, and what I'm going to do is flip this around, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue across the top here, and I'll take my top piece, which is the crumb cake, and we can set this on just like that. Then I will go ahead and we'll add the next layer, and the next layer is crushed curry, so we can flip that around and set that on right underneath. Beautiful. We can lift this away, and we have our balloon ready to go onto our card. We're going to move the silicone mat out of the way, and then we're going to add our cloud pieces. And so the first two cloud pieces that we want to add are the two bigger cloud pieces. And so we're just going to adhere those with a little bit of snail on the back, and we're going to set this first one right here, and then the next biggest cloud piece we're going to put up here in the corner. And you might notice these are extending over the edges of your panel, and that's just fine. That is a good thing. So we're going to set this one up here, and then we're just going to take a scissors, flip this around, and we're going to trim these even. There we go. All right, now we can go ahead and put our balloon piece on. And I'm just going to use a little multi-purpose liquid glue on the back, and we can just set this in right here. So we want to set it in so it's sort of in the middle, and you can see you have one cloud pretty close to it, and then we have our little cloud up here, and it just looks so cute. All right, the next thing we're going to do is add a couple more little clouds. This little cloud is actually the top of a cupcake, and it coordinates with the cupcake and carousel stamp set that's also in our occasions catalog. That one is retiring, so if you want to get that one, you've got to get it before May 22nd. The stamp sets are guaranteed, the retiring stamp sets are guaranteed through May 22nd, and then after that it's while supplies last. Of course, all of the papers and accessories and things like that are already while supplies last, so we've already got a few things that have been discontinued. And then we're just going to scoot this little cupcake cloud, that's what I like to call it, up here behind. So these little tiny clouds you've got to assume are way off in the distance, and then our bigger clouds are closer to where our balloon is. And so we have this panel now fully complete, so we're just going to go ahead and set this on the front of our card, and then we'll be done. So I'm going to take a little multi-purpose liquid glue, and we're going to just set this in right here. Make sure all four borders are nice and even. That's the nice thing about glue, is you can kind of wiggle it into place. And here it is, and it's so cute. So nice quick little card to do. We're going to add a couple of little accents, and we're going to do that with our metallic enamel shapes. So we'll just take one, put it here, grab another one, and I'm using my paper piercing tool just to grab it off this cello piece here, and another one right here. And isn't that cute? The perfect little accents for this card. So here's the card I just did. Here's the card I had done in advance. Thank you so much for stopping by Stamping to Share today. I truly appreciate you. If you're interested in placing a Stampin' Up! Order, please see my blog at www.stampingtoshare.com. You can get the latest hostess code there, and there are also links to different products in my online store. Have a great day. Bye-bye.